What is this? What is this? It's hot. That's what it is. It's hot. It's humid. It's FEMA Region 3. How you doing? Leben Schmuel here with What is this? What is this from FEMA Region 3, where it's hot and it's humid. I don't like it. I like the fall and the winter. I don't like the spring and the summer. I'm a reverse hibernator. Yeah, I'm sweating. I'm sweating like them Muslims at that silly prayer meeting at the Vatican, when they really probably wanted to be strapped down with bombs and blow it all up. I'm sweating like that. Man, what about all us nocturnal people who like it cold? Will there be a place for us, in the millennium, in the eternity? Because when you read the scriptures, it always seems like it's like real bright and warm. Not that it's going to be however Yeshua wants it to be. It's, But, he made nocturnal people. He made nocturnal people that like it cold and chilly, like October, November, and December. But I wonder, if Elohim will prepare a place for us nocturnal people who don't like the hot weather. I'm sure he will. He's up there. His son is with him, his bane. They're preparing our mansions for us, my friends. Preparing our mansions. If it were not so, he would have told us. But anywho, for those of you out there, I want to give you a little catch-up here. No mustard. They used to give mustard to sick people in the hospital. My grandmother used to say that. I don't know. I like mustard. I eat a hot dog, I just lick all the mustard off. I digress. Man, for the folks that have never watched one of my videos before, and that first time at the Zeus Moshbender channel, I want to give you a few little pointers. First of all, in the beginning, when you see that man there, where it says Zeus Moshbender Presents, that's not Zeus Moshbender. No, he refuses to show himself visually on his own channel that he started back in, I believe, October, November of 2013. He don't want to be shown. But the face there in that picture is not Zeus Moshbender, where it says Zeus Moshbender Presents. I can't even tell you who that is. The person who that is hasn't given permission to say who it is. But it's not Zeus. And for those of you folks who say, why is he taking the name? Why was he given the name of a false pagan god, Zeus? Well, Zeus Moshbender was not named after that stupid god that's made up, that thing. And of course, it could have been, Nephilim. A lot of that myth, the Hercules they're saying that was Nephilim. They was the giants. It's very, possible. Read Enoch, the book of Hanak. Sorry if I got Hak on the saying Hanak. But the book of Hanak, or Enoch in the English, talks all about the Nephilim and the giants that were born to the fallen angels and the women that went in unto them, or they went in under the women, or the women went under the whatever that was going into and out of and not good back then in the days of Noah. That's right. That's why we're in the trouble we're in now. But he wasn't named after a pagan god. He was named after a three-legged dog that couldn't bark, named Zeus. That was a sideshow attraction. And that's how Zeus got his name. And once again, that picture in the beginning is not Zeus. He wasn't named after a strange god. He was named after a three-legged dog that couldn't bark. I like radishes. I like ribs. I like radishes. I like ribs. The music in the beginning, the little strange little interludes of music that kick off the in the beginning where it says what the show is and all, that's created by Fritzy Moshbender, the silly brother of Zeus Moshbender. So the Zeus Zeus and Fritzy, the Mossbender brothers, are definitely involved in all of this, and they graciously allowed me to come on and do What Is This with Lebensschmal from FEMA Agent 3. That's a mouthful. Um, but there you go, just a little bit of a heads up for those of you who might get put off by the fact that the channel's got the name Zeus in it. Three-legged dog that couldn't bark. All right, so that's going on. Then my last video, I talked about that screwy meeting over there in the Vatican, that idol worshiping hole over there in Italy, where Mahmoud Abbas and the cowardly lion Shimon Peres met with Jorge, the false prophet, and they planted that tree. It was an olive tree. Oh, what do you know, an olive tree? Keep an eye on that tree. I bet you it's going to die. I don't think that tree is going to live. No. But you know, they probably will never show that tree again. They might have dug it up and throw it out back for all we know and said, get that thing out of here just in case it dies and they look like fools. But they looked like fools anyway because they mingled the name of our Elohim with false God, with the false God of Islam. Allah, a lie. Allah, a lie. You might as well just say a lie. Because Allah is a lie. And there is that. But that's, they even put the piles of dirt that they all put dirt in the hole around the tree. They even had in the shape of the pyramids, you know. That's food for prophetic thought there, too. There was that. Now, I was amazed how all those Muslims could just sit there and not want to get up, you know, and like pull the string and blow them all up, you know. Didn't one of them, at least one of them, wasn't strapped down with a couple of bombs, you know? But that was a farce. A lot of folks, you know, thought, I mean, if you thought I was making light of it, because I was, you know, saying they was going to bingo and all different things, you were getting in the old folks' bus and all that. It was a joke. I made a lot of jokes because the whole thing was a joke. Elohim wasn't honored by that. They were mingling his name with a false god. That's an abomination. And it, you know, oh, guess what? Guess what? Right after that was over, the next day, as a matter of fact, 2 days after that, it was Sunday, Pentecost Sunday, when they had that silly meeting. Jorge, the false prophet, got sick. He had to cancel all of his schedule for 2 days. Yeah, I wonder what it was. They said it was a minor bug. He's a major bug. And a lot worse. But he, you know, he got sick right after that. And then it was announced that, you know, I guess it wasn't really new news, but it was just brought up that Shimon Peres won't be in office much longer. Fella by the name of Rivlin is going to take the presidency of Israel, and we won't have to see the cowardly lion's face much anymore. He's already got plans to start lining up folks to take Bibi out of office already. Because, you know, him and Benjamin Netanyahu, they don't get on very well. Bibi and the cowardly lion Shimon Peres. Cowardly feline, that's right, I corrected myself. In my commentary. But, you know, right about now, when you look at everything that's going on, the friendly fire thing that happened, where we bombed our men in Afghanistan, bombed our own men. How can this administration look at itself in the mirror? Maybe they can't look in a mirror because they're dead. You know the thing about how, you know, Dracula couldn't look in a mirror? Maybe they're all dead. I heard that the #1 show on television is that zombie crap, The Walking Dead. Well, that would be absolutely par for the course because of everybody out there, majority of the folks, are The Walking Dead. That's right. So it takes them to know them. The road to destruction is very, very wide. very wide, and the road to be with our Elohim is very narrow. So don't go watching The Walking Dead, or you'll be walking dead. Absolutely, you can say it again. Polly, put the kettle on. Ay, ay, ay. There's a word that's been going through my head. Kind of spurred me on to do this video right now. Deception. In all of Yeshua's discourses on the end times, every one, he started with a sentence. See that you are not deceived. That's a paraphrase, but you know. Be not deceived. See that you are not deceived. And that's all there is. That's all there is, my friends. Deception. Once again, I got to bring it up. That thing where they had the cardinal sitting at the desk. The Catholic Church announces that Jesus will not come back. We're not waiting for him anymore. Doesn't look like he's coming back by the looks of it. Then they had the fake thing about Charles Manson being paroled. Went viral. Families are going to start deceiving one another. I heard that there's going to be a bill, or there is a bill, or there's something. The Senators Feinstein and Boxer from California putting forth some kind of bill or something. For saying that there's a bill where if you want to turn in your family member for strange behavior or something, or if they got a few too many guns, or if they're, talking strange or whatever, you can turn them in and the government won't say it was you. Like if you want to turn your uncle in, or your aunt, or, even your child or your parent or your brother or your sister. You're going to call, hello, Uncle Will, he's acting kind of strange. They'll come, they'll pick him up, they'll take him out, and they won't tell them it was you that ratted him out. Yeah. What did Yeshua say? I have come not to bring peace, but a sword. To put a mother-in-law against a daughter-in-law. Father against the son. It doesn't matter the relative. It's, we knew what he was getting at. And I was just talking about that in my other video about 2015. Shake the tambourine. Ooh. Ooh. Thank you, Fritz. Yeah. Thank you. Very good. Ooh. Put it away. Ooh. About that, the Hitler Youth. How the Hitler Youth, their main thing was to rat out people that was helping Jewish people and who was saying things against the Führer. So that's coming. We're coming to that now. That's right, Yeshua had it right on there. That's an understatement. He was never creator of the universe, folks. Yeshua is. Then we got these reporters on these idiot, the liberal, whatever, even Fox now is getting screwy. Haven't heard Fox really do this yet, but other ones have. I heard CNN did it, where they're slowly but surely are going to start to say that those folks, those crazy people in Nevada that shot those 2 police officers, and put a swastika on one and stuff like that, and don't tread on me flag on one or something like that. They're going to start turning it that they was like, right-wing nuts. They probably read the Bible. I haven't heard them say that that's what they said. They were Christians or anything. I haven't heard them say that that's what they were. But that's what they're thinking. That's what they're thinking. They'll get to it. They'll start to say they was right-wing, crazy Christian people. They'll insinuate it. They'll insinuate it somehow. What kind of revolutionaries shoot themselves? You know, they're screaming, the revolution's on. Here's the revolution. Revolution's over. Alex Jones of InfoWars says it was staged. They're jumping all over him, too. I've heard mixed things about Alex Jones. I don't know much about him, really. You know, the stuff I've heard, he seems conservative, and he's, you know, seems like, you know, he's against, you know, the liberalism of the government and socialism and all that. But I've heard that he's doing it for them to make the right look crazy. So, and what's that? That deception. Very superstitious. Hiding on the wall. Yeah. Very superstitious. That shooting at the mall. Maybe what? Maybe it was staged. Maybe it was... See, you know what I mean? And now, check this out, my bunkies. Guess what's coming up on Sunday, June the 29th? June the 29th on HBO is gonna be a new show. And you'll never guess what it's about, my friends. It's about 2% of the population disappearing. And they don't know how it happened. Well, they're talking about the rapture. They're going to have a show on HBO about a little town where 100 people apparently disappear in the rapture and how they deal with it. How are they going to depict this, my friends? How are they going to depict this? They're going to deceive us. They're going to not us, those who know, watchmen, watch ladies, watch children, and watchdogs. They're not going to deceive us. I got this feeling. I got a feeling deep inside. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. The Let It Be album, great album. I got this feeling that they're going to depict the people that were left behind. Oh, the show's called Leftovers, by the way. Leftovers. They're not being too kind to themselves, you know? It's like, what's, old Chinese food in the refrigerator, you know? That's a leftover to me. 6-day-old egg foo young. But I got a feeling what they're going to do is they're going to make it like, the ones who are left are doing okay. They're doing all right. No tribulation, really. No Apollyon, no Abaddon, no Antichrist. I haven't seen it yet. Don't know. It don't come on till June 29th, but I haven't seen it yet. But do you think that HBO hired some pre-tribulation rapture Christians to come and put this show together? It's easier to believe that they paroled Charlie Manson. No, I'm really curious to see what how they're gonna depict this. But I got a feeling that they're gonna show, like, if you get left behind, you'll be all right. You'll be fine. You'll just continue to marry and give in marriage, eat and drink, buy and sell, build and plant, like that crazy tree over there in the Vatican. That's gonna die. It's the will of Elohim, if it lives or dies. But like I said, I bet you we don't even see that tree no more. Let's see, what else? Well, what I was really surprised about is, when Jorge the false prophet went over to Israel and he did a mass, he had set up this big thing. It looked like one of those big things, that they put at the carnival for the sideshow. Like Zeus, the three-legged dog that can't bark. Um, and behind him, while he did this mass, he had the two dead popes that they made saints. Amazing how they wasn't, didn't become saints until they was dead. So took a while for them to become saints. I'm one right now. I don't know about you, but I sure am. I don't have to die, and I don't have to be dug up and get a piece of skin off of me or to save my blood in order to make me a saint. Yeshua made me a saint when I was born again. So there is that. But he had their pictures behind him. Big old pictures of that big fat old Pope John and the Polish one. And I'm really surprised that they didn't bring them along during that silly prayer meeting in that garden, and set them up. Like maybe get some cardboard cutouts of them and put them, they could have put them over by that Orthodox guy that they wouldn't sit with, you know. Um, I just thought that they would milk those two dead guys for everything they can, you know. Maybe they could maybe they could use them and market them, for a couple of Hollywood movies. How about something, let's see, what could it be?
Space popes from Uranus. Night of the Living Dead Popes.
Yeah, there you go. See, they could just milk them for every cent. For profit. That'll be that's they're getting their reward here for all their fame and their picture on the cover of the Rolling Stone. Hmm. Well, there you go. Hmm. And I just seen one thing that's very disturbing. Uh, all of the progress, if any, really, that we made outside of getting rid of um, Saddam Hussein in 2003 and his two sons and the Hoochie and Coochie or whatever. Um, Outside of that, uh, if we did have any progress there in Iraq, it's all gone. Islamist terrorist groups have taken over Mosul and Tikrit, the the original hometown of Saddam Hussein. It's all for nothing. Those boys went over there and gave their lives so that this president... Let's all pray on that, how we should think about this president. What's his name? What should we think of him? How should we... In what way should our prayers have to do with him? Because it's a conundrum here, I think. Many folks out there, many of you believe and are convinced that he is the Antichrist. Could be, could be. I'm settled completely on Jorge as the false prophet, no doubt about it. But what's his name could well be the Antichrist. Yes, yes, yes. Uh, well, I think that's about it. I really wanted to come on and talk about the fact that we're just being deceived. Everything. We don't know what the truth is. We got Iraq falling apart. Psalm 83 is being fulfilled as we speak, my friends. Psalm 83. If you go back and you look at the original borders of Israel, I'm talking about the original borders when, what God told Abraham he would have when what Moses looked at and he said, here, to the great river, which was the Euphrates, but down into Saudi Arabia, over almost all the way over to Egypt and everything. All of like Jordan. There was no such thing as Jordan. What's Jordan? Jordan is nothing. Jordan is nothing. Jordan is nothing. Jordan is Israel, and it will be soon. Um, well, watch out for the signs in the Shamayim. They're coming up. We got the summer solstice coming up. We got on June the 22nd. Oh boy. June the 22nd. It has just been announced that the first transgender clergy person is going to be allowed to give the sermon at the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. The cathedral that represents the American people. Not this one. Oh, no. Oh, no. He doesn't represent me. That cathedral don't represent me, and I hope it don't represent you. This woman who decided to, pull a Chaz Bono, is going to get up into a pulpit that represents, that supposedly, or, represents this country and invoke the name of Yeshua. It's blasphemous. Apparently the pastor or the person in charge of that cathedral is saying, oh, it's good that we're all being open and we're showing love toward the transgender community or whatever. Next, I think it would be better, to get a parrot up there. Put a parrot in a little priest suit and put him up in the pulpit and let the parrot squawk and, say, hello, hello, or something, like a parrot does. Because that would honor Elohim much more than what this person's going to do. This person's going to bring a curse onto this nation. You can't just be in willful sin and expect a Radon to take you to his marriage supper. Right in his face, sin right in his face, and then you gonna go to the marriage supper of the Lamb? I don't think so. Well, it's gonna be real soon, that marriage supper. Can't wait to see those of you who love Elohim there. Oh, it's gonna... Eye hath not seen, ear hath not heard, nor has it entered into the imagination of men what is being prepared for us. Shaul put it, so paraphrase, I'm not Jack Van Impe, the walking, talking Bible, that can whap every verse, exactly right. Sing a nice one, like Rex Seller. Sing a goodie. That's how he says? I don't know. But we have to be ready, folks. It's going to be soon. Do not be deceived. Discern everything. Discern the spirits. Anyone tells you this, if you feel something grieve in your spirit, check it in the scriptures. Make sure it's correct. Don't take the doctrines of men or the traditions of men. It's got to be, where's the book? Where's my, there? Here it, oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, man, you got to have your scriptures handy at all times. Got to have your scriptures. It's, they're life-saving. They're life-changing. It's a living book. You read it one time, you read, and you say, well, I really can't relate to that. And then, in 2 weeks something happens, and you read that verse and you go, oh, Elohim. He speaks to you constantly, and especially when you're reading his word. He's speaking right to you. That's what this is. It's his word. Come on now. Get with it. Well, that's what you, go get with it. Go read your scriptures. I'll go read my scriptures. We'll say our prayers to our Elohim. If you don't know him, now is the time. Today's the day of salvation. Tell Elohim, tell Elohim that you don't want to live the way you used to live here, the way you're living now. You want to get rid of that sin. You want to get the leaven out of your bread. Get the leaven out of your bread. Live for Elohim in complete freedom from sin. He'll live in you and work in you. And when you have those temptations, it's hard, sometimes it's difficult to get over that because the world, this is an old world we know. We don't know any other world. And when Elohim starts to take the world out of you, it's a little difficult sometimes because it's all you know. But the peace that will replace all of those worldly things. Oh, the only way to know it, though, folks, is you got to live it. You got to come to Elohim. Of course, we can't come to him. He has to call us first. We can't even go to him on our own because we are all like sheep. We go our own way. He calls us, and he knows who are his, and he has us in his hand, and he will never let us go. He loves us with an everlasting love, and he is preparing a mansion in his paradise, in his eternity for those who obey him and love him, and who put their trust in his son, Yeshua HaMashiach, who died on the cross for us, shed his blood for us, so that we could stand on the day of judgment and hear the words, come, enter in to your rest. Well, that's it, folks. I could go on forever. There's so much in the news, so much going on, smack, vap, this, that, Full moon, Friday the 13th. See if that solar flare does its thing, who knows? Watch the space weather in the morning, see what's happening. Oh yeah, one more thing, I talk about how it is, and we all do, all of us watch people, how we're living in the days of Noah. And it's something that the website for the government where it talks about the earthquakes and the natural disasters is an acronym, or the nickname is NOAA. I never looked at that kind of stuff before. Now that website is very popular. Why is a website very popular that goes by the name of Noah? Because we're living in the days of Noah. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. We're living in the days of Noah, days of Lot. And there ain't a lot of days left. Zip, zip, whip. Now you be war.